morning students. Today our topic factors essential for the process of photosynthesis. What is called photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is a complex process in which glucose produced with the help of carbon dioxide, water, light and chlorophyll in green colored plants. It took scientists nearly 300 years to find out the various material essential for the process of photosynthesis. Now let us see how the scientists experimented to find out some of the material required for the process of photosynthesis. If you look at the equation given by C.B. Warney, the equation CO2 plus 2 water molecules gives rise to molecule of glucose plus water plus oxygen. By look at that equation, we can understand that required material carbon dioxide, water, sunlight and chlorophyll. The first one, water and photosynthesis. By look at the water and photosynthesis, we can recall the Van Helmont experiment in the class 7, where he found that water is necessary for the growth of the plant. He also proved that water helps in increase the mass of the plant. The next one, air and photosynthesis. Let us discuss the experiment on photosynthesis. John Priestley in 1770 performed a series of experiments that revealed that essential role of the air in the growth of the plant. He discovered oxygen in 1774. The name oxygen was coined later by Lavoisier in the year 1775. He observed that when a burning candle is enclosed in a bell jar, the flame of the candle is gradually puts off. In the same way, the mouse also suffocated in enclosed the bell jar and dies. From these observations, Priestley conjectured that a burning candle and animal change the composition of the air. He reasoned that something was necessary in the air to keep the flame burning and to make the mouse stay alive. Priestley then placed a mint plant inside the same bell jar, and he found that the mouse stay alive and a candle when lighted from outside was burned. Priestley hypothesized that the plant produced the gas that support the burning of the candle and also allow the mouse to survive. The production of the gas takes place a massive exchange of gases occurring through a particular section of the leaves called stomata and also through loose the tissues on stem and roots, etc. The third one, light and photosynthesis. We have seen the required material for the formation of glucose, carbon dioxide, water. So in the earlier time of the Priestley, the scientists didn't understand energy involvement in the process of photosynthesis, but they found that the formation of materials like carbon dioxide, water from the substance like the addition of oxygen to carbon to form carbon dioxide and the addition of oxygen to hydrogen form the H2 process, energy is liberated. If the setup is reversed by using these two materials, some other substance is formed. So in the case, the energy is required. So that the formation of the oxygen, energy is required for the plants. Where do plants get energy? Where did the energy come from? Now let us see about the Dutch scientist John Ingenhousz, who found the answer to these questions. He conducted a simple experiment with hydrilla plant to found that plants get energy from sunlight. He observed that hydrilla plant, the presence of the sunlight, carried out photosynthesis and released oxygen. Energy is required. This observation was done by Ingenhousz in 1979. The statement given by Ingenhousz is light is essential for the process of photosynthesis. It was supported by Engelmann in early 20th century. He conducted an experiment with a stand of algae. He exposed the algae to the different colored lights. Then he found that oxygen sensitive bacteria crowded around the area illuminated with the red and blue rays of the light. He found that different colors of a pigment have a different levels of a observation of the energy from the sunlight. So these pigments are green in color. It played a major role in the process of photosynthesis. We have already conducted these experiments which helps us to prove that light is necessary for the process of photosynthesis and oxygen is liberated in the presence of a photosynthesis. So in the absence of a light, there is no photosynthesis. The fourth one, chlorophyll and photosynthesis. How is chlorophyll is important in the photosynthesis? That we have to learn. Ingenhousz worked to find out more about the photosynthesis and carried out several other experiments. He proposed that only green plant pots could carry out the process of photosynthesis. After this statement, so many questions arised by the scientists. What about the plants having a different colored leaves? What about the birds and animals that are present in the green color? Do they all the photosynthesis? These are the doubts or challenges in that time. These doubts continue until the scientists separate the green colored substance from the leaves. Around 4 decades after, Ingenhousz experimented 1817, Pelleter and Cavendish extracted the green colored substance from the leaves and named it chlorophyll. Chlorophyll means green leaves. Ingenhousz proposed that green parts carry out the photosynthesis due to the presence of the sunlight. The next topic, where does the photosynthesis take place? The scientists also found that different color pigments are there in the leaves. Chlorophyll, green color, carotenoids, orange and yellow pigments, phycobilins, red and blue. What about the location of the chlorophyll? Where do you find the chlorophyll in the plant cell? 4 decades after, Pelleter and Cavendish discovered the chlorophyll. Everyone believed that chlorophyll is spread throughout the cell. In 1883, Julius Vansack proved that chlorophyll is not spread throughout the cell. It is present in a special cell organelle called as a chloroplast. In the chloroplast, chlorophyll is present. There are present in the large number in the cell, around the 40 to 100. Plant cells like the stomatal gourd cells and ground cells of the plant. What we have learned today, we can recall once again. That is, factors essential for the process of photosynthesis. The first one, water and photosynthesis. Van Helmont proved that water helps in increasing the mass of the plant. The second one, Joseph Priestley in 1770, that revealed that essential role of the air on the growth of a green plant. He discovered oxygen in 1774. The name oxygen was coined later by Lavoisier in 1775. The third one, light and photosynthesis. In 1779, the Dutch scientist John Ingenhousz found that plants get energy from the sunlight. It was supported by the Engelmann in the earlier 20th century. He conducted an experiment with a stand of algae. He found that different color pigments have a different levels of absorption of energy from the sunlight. The fourth one, chlorophyll and photosynthesis. Ingenhousz proposed that only green plants could carry out the process of photosynthesis due to the presence of sunlight. In 1883, Julius Vansack proved that chlorophyll is present in a special cell organelle called as a chloroplast. They are present in a large number in the cell and 40 to 100. Plant tissues like stomatal gourd cells and the ground cells, tissues of the plant. Have you understood? Thank you.